Mother-in-law's conspiracy theories are pushing me away from her and making me doubt if I should ever leave her alone with my baby. Anyone else? The other day, I briefly stopped at my mother in law's house to drop something off. I naturally stayed a bit to talk. In the little time I was there, she managed to say the most unhinged stuff I could ever possibly hear from somebody's mouth. She told me that a family member had cancer, and while I was shocked and sorry for that person, she was saying that cancer is caused by parasites. She started it saying, I know you always ask me where I get my information from, but you know I don't trust doctors. They don't do science. And then went on a rant about how people are researching this and that we should take ivermectin and baking soda to change the pH in our stomach to avoid cancer. I was in complete shock just staring at her. Now, this is not all. She always sends me Instagram videos of conspiracy theories and acts as if they are cracking the code. She doesn't believe Charlie Kirk passed. She's anti vax, anti medicine, and pushes her crazy diets on everyone. She said she doesn't think babies should ever go to the doctor and they should never be injected with anything. According to her, the most healthy babies have never been vaccinated. Once she told me I was harming my baby and my breast because I did not have the dumb $100 anti radiation chip on my phone that she got me. Oh, my Lord. She is now stocking up on supplies and other resources and delete. She is now stocking up on supplies and other sources of energy and water because she doesn't trust the government. I am starting to get really freaked out by her and honestly worried. This is not okay. All of this is dreading me from spending time with her because she acts as if all of this is the absolute truth. She gets extremely defensive if I question her and her sources. She often tells me I didn't go to college for science like she did 40 years ago, and she hasn't even worked in the last 20 years. So she is very entitled when it comes to these things. I do avoid her at all costs now, but the thing is, she is the grandmother of my baby. I can't possibly let her spend alone time with him when she doesn't trust doctors or medicine. What if, God forbid, something happens and she thinks she can fix him with homemade stuff? Absolutely not. Now, my father-in-law is a very reasonable person, and sometimes I think I should talk to him about my mother-in-law's behavior. I think she might be in real danger. She doesn't go to doctors, doesn't exercise, and eats very little vegetables because they have anti-nutrients or whatever. I'm actually worried how to proceed. Anyone go through something similar? Let's see what some of the top comments are. First and foremost, do not leave your children with her. Her beliefs will trump any boundaries you put down. Second, tell her you are not interested in hearing about conspiracy theories. They are impossible to prove either way, and just give someone the excuse they want to use for whatever situation they are facing. Third, tell her you won't be around her unless she gets some professional help, not only for your safety, but truly for hers as well. Make sure you keep your boundaries in check with her. I speak from experience. My mother-in-law goes down the medical rabbit hole at least 3 times a year. Apparently, she thinks Google is more knowledgeable than any physicians. She also believes if it is posted on Facebook, then it's 100% factual. Thanks to her beliefs on this, delete. Delete that whole response. I don't want that in there. How do you see? Here are some of the top comments. So Chunky Bonks says she really needs to be evaluated by a doctor. This smacks of paranoia, mental health, and or dementia. Do not leave your child with her under any circumstances. Exotic Voice 4729 said, my dad's wife was exactly like that. He ended up believing all the crazy stuff she did. He got a terminal cancer diagnosis in the middle of the pandemic. I got vaccinated so that I could at least see him if he had gotten taken to the hospital, and they didn't want me in their house because I was shedding vaccine and could infect them with vaccine among a million. Oh, delete that one. Delete. This comment is from Rira 31010. She already said she won't call a doctor if something is wrong. Do not leave your child with her. Feel free to say why, and you must tell your husband about this and get on the same page. If she is confident saying she doesn't agree with your own scientific choices, then feel just as confident saying it back. This is about protecting your child, future child. She is going to be a grandma. She already got to be a parent who controls decisions. It is not her right to parent you or her grandchild. It is your right. I would never want my mom to leave me with someone this crazy. If your kid was in your exact shoes, would you want them to leave your grandkid with a grandparent like this? Do what you'd want for your own kid to do in the exact same shoes with no guilt. The kid will also grow up and they don't need grandma teaching them conspiracies, then say to you, well, grandma says this, and she went to college for science. Don't leave the kid with her alone. Here's from Phoenix 1294. Okay, worst case scenario. She's babysitting and baby gets into a substance. Do you trust her to call poison control? Do you trust her to call 911? Hell, do you trust her not to anoint your baby in essential oils or give her baking soda or worse? If any of that is, hell no. She should not be in a position to or of delete. She should not be in a position of trust and or care with your child. If there's a father-in-law who could rein her in or at least set a limit on her spending, because it's not against the law to hold those kind of beliefs, only when it harms themselves. What the hell does that have to do with spending? Delete that last sentence where it starts, if there's a father-in-law. Delete.